Flosstube, it's Kim, the 303 Stitcher. This is my channel here on the interwebs where I talk about all of my cross stitch projects. If you are new here, welcome. I really appreciate you all being here. I see that we've had some new subscribers since my WIP parade, so thank you all so much for subscribing, and I look forward to interacting with you here on my little corner of the internet. If you are returning, thank you so much for being here. Even when I am not very consistent, I'm really gonna work on that in 2026. It's kind of one of my, I guess, cross stitch plans. I'm really gonna try to come back at least twice a month. We'll see. So we'll do like a mid-month and then an end of month. So one thing that I forgot to do the last time that I recorded for my WIP parade is introduce myself again. So as I said, my name is Kim. I'm the 303 Stitcher here on YouTube and on Instagram. And I live in the Denver metro area out here in Colorado. We finally got a dusting of snow last night. So yay, some moisture. It's been really, really dry, as a lot of my friends have also been experiencing over in this side of the world, and it's just been a really weird winter. So let's see here, I'm married to my wife. We've been together for almost 10 years. It'll be 10 years in October. And we have twins. And I'm a bonus mom. And I've been in their life for almost 10 years, and they just turned 16 last week. So they got their driver's license and all of that fun stuff. So it's been a whole new level of mom anxiety unlocked. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. I do work full time. I work for local government. I'm a social worker. So I don't talk much about work just because I can't. So thank you again for being here and for coming back. And I don't have a whole lot today. I'm gonna get into my WIPs. There's only 5, but 3 of them are new starts for this year. And then I will show a little bit of haul that I held back that I got for Christmas, and some of the Fabric of the Month clubs I'm in, and then do a little bit of life, maybe talk about the kid's birthday, and then we'll wrap things up. So I will just get into it. I am going to go ahead, and I have my tablet, so it's not turned on right now. So if I'm looking down, it's just because I'm looking at my stats. So for this month, I have, like I said, I've worked on 5 projects so far for the year and for this month. And I didn't say today's date. Today is January 19th of 2026. So I'm back a little bit later than what I had planned on, but again, with last week, it was just kind of crazy. And then I've had 3 new starts this year, and so far this month I have done a total of 11,259 stitches on those projects between all of them. I've stitched a total of 17 days. I did not end up stitching on the twins' birthday. So yeah, so I will just get started. Let me get back out of my stats and let me go ahead and find you my focus project. So this is Chimera, Black Rose Max Color. Y'all have seen it. Apparently my drive is being weird. There it is. Talk amongst yourselves for a second while I find it. There it is. So this is what she's gonna look like when she's done. And I am at about 42% on her, so I have about 100 and I don't know, like just under 140,000 stitches left. So I figure if I can do about, call it 12,000 stitches a month on her, I can get her finished before the end of this year. And so far this year, I have done, when I just looked at this, I think I did about 5,500 on her so far this year. Let me just scroll over. I'm using a new tracker, so just bear with me. I'm so sorry. Because because I'm using a new tracker that I'm trying out, and I'm just not sure how we feel about it yet. Let's see if it tells me. There it is. All right. So I've done 5,217 stitches on her so far this month. And I did take her out of the Q-snap so y'all can see her in her glory. Sorry, the lighting's kind of down here today. As I said, it snowed, so it's a little dark. But there's her face. So I made it all the way across. This is where I ended at in 2025, is over on this side. And then I started back over here, and I have started ringing her down here. So yeah, she's pretty. So this is my focus for this year. You all will see her a lot this year because I plan on finishing her. She's my oldest whip, my oldest full coverage. I've been working on her for probably about 4 years, actually 5 years. I started her right after grad school, so almost 5 years. And she just needs to be done. She's for my daughter, and she's a sophomore, so I'm trying to finish it maybe before she graduates from high school. She's already looked at it and been kind of like, so that really makes me feel good. But she said she would take it just because it's an heirloom, and so we'll see how she feels about it once I'm actually done with it. Oh gosh, I forgot to open things. Okay, we're gonna do this real softly. Try to do this as quietly as possible. Sorry. I'll just keep talking and maybe it'll drown it out. Maybe not. Okay. So this is one of my new starts, and this is the Heaven and Earth Designs 2026 Sal. I am doing Glistening Wings, which is the dragonfly, and switching back and forth to these files is really fun, but I can find this picture for y'all. Maybe. I'm probably, oh, I know what it is because they named it, it's like Sal or something. I was looking for G. What did they name it? Hey, there it is. So this is what it will look like when it's done. Whoop, maybe not. Come on. Tech is not being my friend today. So yeah, that's what it'll look like when it's done. So with this one, you're supposed to get like one page and they would give you the Amy Stewart kind of like mystery chart. They actually gave that to you right away when we started. I think I talked about this a little bit in my whip parade. But I did wait until January 1st to start this just because I was gonna I'll start it when I start it, because at this point, the only other incentive is if you finish 6 pages, you get all of the Sal charts. I don't want any of the freebie charts or the finish the whole thing reward charts. They're not my jam. They're not my style. I wouldn't stitch them. I wish that they would have done a kind of like what they did before, where you get to pick free whatever charts you wanted. So that's not an incentive, but I do really like the Wise and the Brave, which is like the owl and I think it's a robin from the Sal charts as well. I kind of went back and forth on too, but I really like the dragonflies and the colors, and so I'm gonna try to get 6 pages, but we'll see. So I'm stitching this on, I believe this is a 28 count Easy Guide Lugana. I am stitching it 1/1. I don't know, I really prefer 1/1 stitching. And so on this one, I did a total of, I think it was just 4,000 stitches. Oh, come on. Yeah, I did a total of 4,040 stitches so far this month on this one. So yeah. And my cute little needle minder I felt like was really appropriate. It's my sea turtle, which is my favorite. And then there's a dragonfly. I don't know, can you see that? Yeah, cool. And that's by Agnes Little Minders. Needle Minders? Agnes Little Minders, I think. So yeah, so that's that. And then the next project was also a new start. And again, sorry, zippers. I'm just gonna try to do it really quick so it's not as bad. This is, I was supposed to start this with Jade, the 310 stitcher, in December, and I kind of waited because I hemmed and hawed because, y'all, I mean, can you see how much? I mean, that's all bunched up, but this is like a bed sheet. And this is for sure 28 count Easy Guide Lugana. And I started 6 portals. So, there's so many Flosstubers out there who are doing 6 portals. Yeah, I can't even think of all of them. Jade the 310 stitcher, Dawn Marie is doing them from, I can't remember her channel name. I know it's DM Vortex something. I'll link her below. I've just started watching her because Jade was like, have you seen her portals? And then I went and ran and watched her portals, and then I really love some of her projects. So, yeah, so I've done 680 stitches on portal. So that's actually portal 1. I think I've made it all the way across to the end of portal 1. And I know people are doing it. Oh, and I forgot, Jen is doing it, the Caffeinated Crafter. I mean, if you don't know who Jen is, like, I don't know how we don't know who Jen is at this time. So I know everybody's kind of doing this differently. I think Siski's doing it too. I think Siski started all the way at the other end. I know Jen is stitching it like adding like stitches like 1 portal at a time, but kind of like she has stitched all the way across and is just like kind of working per portal. I think Jade's doing the same way. I actually think I'm gonna stitch it 1 portal at a time. Just because I really want to see it. And let me show you all, I didn't even show you all what it looks like. Although you probably already know what it looks like. Let me just search. Oops, helps if I can spell. Yeah. So that's what it's gonna look like. I'm working in this portal here. And I think I'm gonna do them 1 portal at a time because I kind of want to just see the whole thing. It's already gonna take forever. I only stitched on it 1 day because, again, it's really not my focus right now. So yeah, but it was fun to stitch on. It was just 1 color. It was really easy. So then what's the next project that I have? Oh, it's the two ones that I did for my Harry Potter, these thingies that I'm doing this year. So, one was stitch on a project with a dress. So I did that one. So I got these cards from Black Needle Society. They do Frogwarts every year. I think the 2026 year is the last year for it. I did sign up. I've never been before. So kind of excited about that. It's in July. But this was one of the years they did this, and I'm like, why not do some prompt stitching? So that way it kind of gets me out of my routine. I talked about it in my WIP parade, or maybe my plans video. But each Flosstube, there's a whole stack. And every 2 weeks I'm gonna pull, sorry, cat hair. Every 2 weeks I'm gonna pull 2 of these because there should be like 1 for every week of the year. And then I will work on those projects. I'll find projects and I will work on them. I'm committing to like 1 day a week, but we'll see. I definitely, on the other new start, and I'll explain why, I only got like maybe a couple of hours. I worked on it for 2 days, but it was only a couple of hours. So yeah, so just to kind of challenge me, and if I can't find a project that fits the prompt and I don't really feel like starting something new at that point in time, then I will actually work on Dumbledore's Library from the Cross Stitch Studio. So the project that I chose for this one, sorry, both of them are over here, is Princess Eliana from Mirabilia. So I actually started her at the Queen City Stitch Retreat. I actually had to repurchase her pattern. So what I do with my paper patterns is I take a picture of them and then I put them into like a PDF like markup thing. I don't put them in markup RXP. I don't put them in a Pattern Keeper because I don't have the time or the patience to learn or figure that out. And so I just mark it off as I go. So I had like the first page on here in that format, and then I couldn't find the pattern, so I couldn't. Luckily they post this online, so which is like all like the colors and symbols, so luckily I could find that pretty easily. But I knew if I was gonna keep going with this project, and I don't know where I put it. We cleaned the shelves, like the bookshelves where I normally would have like slid it in when we were cleaning or anything. Cannot find it for the life of me. So if I end up finding my other copy at some point, maybe I'll go do it as a giveaway, but for now that is what we're working with. I am doing this on Wisteria from Mystic Fabrics. It is a 32 count linen, it is opal, and I am doing this over 2, so 2 over 2. And you can see the sparkle. Yeah, so there she is. That's all the further I've gotten. And so on her, let's see, I worked on her for I think 2 days also, and she got a total of 822 stitches. So I literally was like, I mean, I didn't have much done when I started her. So we got a lot of progress on her, and her colors, I love these because it's all the 1 through, it's the newer DMC, so like the 1 through 35 or whatever. And when I was at Queen City, Nora and I got to meet Nora, and we were talking about it, and she was like, I just love those colors, and I really need to do another Fancy Lady or something with those colors. So maybe she will. Yeah, so there she is. She's really pretty. And Dawn Marie actually has this framed hanging behind her when she does her videos. So if you want to see what it looks like all stitched up, it's really pretty, and she did a great job with it. And then my last project that I have is painting fairy. I'm recording on my phone. I'll insert a picture of what it is when I edit this video. I don't edit a whole lot. I just put in pictures, so y'all get all of the ums, and if you haven't realized that by now, and all of the things. Anywho, so this is the haunted house one. It's been all over the internet, and anytime you get an ad for painting fairy, it was like one of their things. It is a printed, and I added about 500 stitches. So again, this isn't in Pattern Keeper or anything like that. You can see I did here, not in Pattern Keeper or anything like that. So I just hit the little counter thing as I go, and sometimes I may have missed a couple, so it might be 500, it might be a little bit more, but roughly 500. So this project, I don't know how often it's going to come out, or if it comes out, I might only do like 100 stitches at a time on this one. This fabric, first of all, there's a lot of it, but I don't know if you can, it's like stiff, like so stiff. So it's 18 count Aida. I'm not normally an Aida stitcher. I'm usually a even weave or a like a Lugana stitcher, or a linen stitcher. They're softer, they're a lot easier to work with. When I first started cross stitching, oh gosh, in my I don't know, I was probably in elementary school still when my grandma was alive, and I was, everybody's doing like pillowcases and stuff. But when I actually started like dimensions kits and stuff, obviously we know that most of their stuff is on Aida, and it was fine. But I'm older, and these hands are feeling a little arthritic, and so that one, my hands hurt so bad yesterday when I finished working on that I had to find some kind of like pain reliever stuff so that I could keep stitching yesterday. So yeah, I only did about 500 stitches on that. Let's pull the Harry Potter cards real quick, the prompt cards, and then I'll think about what projects maybe to attach to them, and then I will show you haul, and we will talk life. We are about 20 minutes in at this point, so I'm just gonna just randomly, I don't know, pick 2 cards. Hold on, 2 cards. Okay. So I'm gonna put those 2 aside so they don't get drawn again. So this one, so the first card I picked was Stitch on a Project with Back Stitching. I already know what project I'm going to use. So last year, 2025, me decided to try something new, which was the peppermint purple blackwork sal. And I'm not very far into it, but I've been wanting to pick it up because I hate backstitching, but I absolutely love blackwork apparently. So I think that's what I'm going to use for, backstitching. I thought, I'm reading this backwards and I thought it said a witch again, and I was like, well, that's not what I just read. So backstitching. So that's the project I'll work on for that. And I will, again, I'll insert a picture of where I am. It is done. I haven't seen it completed or anything. And again, it's a sal, so I have all the fill-ins and stuff. I'm still working on like outlining the boxes and stuff. And then let's see, it says stitch on a project with a rat or mouse. I'm thinking about this one. Does Portals have a mouse or a rat? Let's see. Let's go look at Portals. Let's see here. Actually, Portals does have a mouse. So I think I will pull Portals out. So in here, it's in like one of the, I think it's in the 5th portal down there. Do you see the little thingy with wings? That looks like a mouse to me. Do you see the tail? So that's what we'll work on. So we'll work on 6 portals, and we will work on the sal, the peppermint purple sal. So those will be the 2 projects that I will work on over the next 2 weeks. In case you need a reminder of where Portals is, I put Portals back, but just rewind and you can see it. And obviously I just showed kind of what it's gonna look like. So if you are only here for cross stitch stuff and for pulling the prompts, if you guys are doing any prompts with me, let me know. It's kind of fun and I would love to see what y'all are working on. If that's all that you're here for, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. And I will see you probably closer towards the end of the month. Again, my plan is to try to be here twice a month, whatever that looks like. Probably first half, show y'all what I worked on for the first half, and then come back second half and show you all what I worked on in the second half. I will not come back and just do a full month. I will give final stats at the end when I come back for the last one of the month, but I won't be showing all of the projects again unless for some reason I like touch them again or anything like that. So thanks for being here, and I will see y'all next time. If you want to see the haul that I got for Christmas and just some of the fabrics that I've gotten, let me get rid of my tablet and we can get into that. So yeah, I am from the Queen City Stitch Retreat. Amy from Fiber Arts, Amy was there. She is Oak Crown Studios, and she brought all of her beautiful fabrics with her. I did not buy anything at the retreat. That table, if y'all were there, it was like, yeah, I mean, it was so popular that getting over there and standing in line and yada, yada, yada. So, but Amy does have a Fabric of the Month club. And so in order to support her, and I have a ton of fabric. Maybe one day I'll go through all my fabric as a Flosstube extra. Let me know if you'd like to see it, because I have them all in like hanging bags in the, I think about like, I don't know how old all of you are, but when I used to go to the library, like sometimes they would have like the audiobooks and like stuff like that in those like hanging plastic bags and just all lined up. I have them in kind of like those things. And there's a lot, because I used to subscribe to Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers, which was at that time was my favorite club, and sometimes I miss it. So I have a ton of that fabric. At the same time, I was with Mystic Fabrics. And then I also was with Be Stitch Me. So I have so much dyed fabric. But here I am supporting another small business and a really cool person. And so I don't know how long I'll stay in it. As you all see, I'm primarily a full coverage stitcher, so having this much hand dyed fabric is kind of like I could open my own shop at this point and just resell all of their fabric. But any hoodles. So yeah, so this is Oak Crown Studio. This was my first one. This was from November 2025, and this was winter green. So I didn't show this one to you guys. This is 25 count Lugana. I do a fat half with her fabrics. This one's like a limey green. She kind of sent it out. I love that she like sends out these little notes that basically this was like, this much fabric is a clear bright green with a lot of versatility given the time of year. I'm thinking of using it for some seasonal stitches, but it would work equally as well for a springtime piece, a summer garden, or a mermaid. For those who love fancy ladies, check out the designs of cross-stitching art, many of which would be perfect for this fabric. So yeah, so it is very, and it's kind of washing out on the camera. It looks, I don't know, you can't really see it, but it is like a lime green. And there's a little bit of like modeling and you can kind of see it. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this fabric. I don't know yet. I have some wintry pieces, some like Christmassy pieces. But this is really more spring to me, kind of what Amy said too. And so I might look at the pattern that I got from Queen City. I don't remember which one that is, and see if maybe she looks good on that one. And I will maybe stitch that, but that's not today, me. We're just gonna file that away. And then this one is the December 2025. This is called Lazy Days. Again, a 25 count Lugana. And Amy's note says, I know it's snowing outside for many of us, but I'm stuck in bed with my knee replacement surgery. Hope you're better, feeling better, Amy. And dreaming of being able to walk around come spring and summer and play in my garden. So this one says, this color channel is all of my hope and joy, and I hope it lifts up those of you who could use a break from the winter doldrums. Mira Fairy, Miss Dancing Flower, and January's Garnet Fairy from Mirabilia would all be wonderful on this fabric. It is yellow. It is a very bright yellow. I don't know that I have any yellows. I have no idea what I will put on this. Yeah, I don't know. It might be kind of one of those like decisions that I just take this with me into, like, I don't know, the stitching shop here in Denver, and just maybe find a pattern that fits it. I don't know. Or maybe I will just run across something. So yeah, that's it for that. And then I have a couple of other items that I got for Christmas. So the easiest thing for us for Christmas is, I don't know if anybody else does this, is we just go out and we make like wish lists, and we just like, since we're all mainly Apple users, we make like a list on Apple. I do it throughout the year. I just will add stuff to carts and I'll just like wish list it and send it out and put it on my Apple Note that I send to the family. So sometimes I get things that I'm like, oh, I forgot I put that on there. But this one I didn't forget, because this one actually is it's a Dimensions Gold kit. Since discovering that I can kit things and kind of choose my own adventure with patterns and stuff, I don't really do a whole lot of kit stuff. But I saw this one and I was like, oh, it's really cute. It has a moose. We have a very interesting story about mooses, with this one. And so I saw this. I've been looking for a good moose pattern. If anybody has any good moose patterns, let me know. I know there's Mini Moose Crossing that Darren, the Dizzy Stitcher, did, but I don't know, that one to me has a lot of background, and I'm looking for something where the moose really is like the standout. So I did this one. Sorry, there's a glare. But this one is a Dimensions kit. You can see the moose, and then you've got the Northern Lights, and I don't know, I really like this one. It's really cute. This is called Northern Night. And yeah, so I don't know when I'll start this, but it's gonna just go into my pile, and I might start it this year. We'll see. And then my last piece of haul that I have is this one. This one I saw at the Queen City Stitch Retreat. It was all stitched up. If anybody remembers who stitched it, let me know, because I would love to give them a shout out if they would like one. It's a pattern that I was like, I've seen, and I'm like, oh, I don't know that that would really be my jam. But seeing it in person, oh my gosh, like it is both myself and Julie stitching at the cabin. Absolutely fell in love with it. I need to find fabric for it. I don't think that the fabric that I have will work for it. Like I don't know that this green would work for her, just because she has a lot of greens and like dark greens and stuff in her. So I still need to figure that out. And if y'all don't know Kitschy Whips, aka Maggie is just incredible when it comes to matching fabric. So I don't know, I might reach out to Maggie and just see what she recommends for this one. But this is Portrait of Veronica. Yeah, she's stunning in person. I mean, the picture, it looks okay. But I asked for her for Christmas, and then I also asked for the bead pack. And let me just show you the beads so you can get a better idea of like her colors. One of them, they're kind of flipped around and kind of all over the place, but yeah, you can, the one that I was trying to show y'all is being shy, is like this tealy color. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm just gonna keep crinkling and I'm just to stop. There, you can kind of see it. There she is. Look at tealy and bluey, and there's like some black beads in here, and yeah, so she's pretty. So yeah, so I got the embellishment pack with that. And that one I definitely want to look at my fabric stash and probably start her this year. I usually kind of have a rule of only having one fancy lady a year, or one fancy lady going at a time, but I really want to start her and maybe start her with Julie, who I think I'm going to see in May. I'm going to be out in California for a weekend, so I'm really looking forward to that. Maybe what I'll do is go through my fabric and see if I can find anything that, like, do a floss toss and see if anything matches, and then I'll come back, and if there's like a couple, maybe we'll vote on it. I don't know when. I'm not going to commit to when, but I think that'll be my plan. So yeah, that's it for haul. And then just a quick life. As I mentioned, my kids turned 16 last week on the 13th. And I had to work, unfortunately, like everybody, the other two moms, there's three of us. So there's bio mom, which is my wife's ex. They had the kids together through IVF. And then my wife adopted the kids, and then I came into the life. And so there's three of us. And so bio mom and my wife took the day off with the kids. We let them stay home from school because they had to go do their driving test, and then subsequently they both passed and then went and got their licenses. My son has had his car since July-ish, I think, is when we bought it. We were responsible for his car because he's on our insurance, and we said we each kind of took a kid, and so he's had his car because he is on the spectrum, and so we kind of have been working with him and wanting to make sure, what's this going on here? We wanted to make sure that he learned to drive in the car that he was going to be driving. So it was important for us and for him to feel comfortable and kind of have that. So we worked with an occupational therapist, and success. He has been driving on his own, and he actually drove me to his birthday dinner this weekend, and we had a couple moments. I think it was just more he was nervous because I was in the car, but yeah. So then also my daughter, obviously she got her license as well. She got her car, I want to say it was around Black Friday, maybe Christmas time, somewhere in there over the holidays. And she was really excited because she got the car that she wanted. They're both older cars because, you know, teenagers, we know that things happen sometimes. We're gonna hope that they don't, but sometimes they do. And so we didn't want to get them a brand new car. But she did get the car that she wanted, so she was really excited. And her other mom, her bio mom, bought that car for her and is on her insurance. So we went to lunch on Tuesday with them. I was able to get off work. The DMV is right by my office. I was in office most of that afternoon, or that morning, I should say. And so I was able to sneak out and have lunch with them, and bio mom joined us. So that was fine. And then we went to, we came home. I got home from work that evening. Everybody was here. Well, my wife and kids were here. And the kids wanted to go to Indian in Aurora. So anybody who's familiar with the Denver metro area, the kids wanted to go to Aurora, and I live in like Littleton area. And so dinner was at 5:30. And both of my kids decided to drive themselves to dinner, even though we were like, well, it's a lot of gas with all four of us, like going. Luckily, I rode with my wife, but yeah, so I most definitely have a new TV show that is my favorite show, which is called Life 360. I think I spend a lot of time on that app, and I was most definitely watching them because there was a lot of highway, and it was really, Denver traffic is no joke at rush hour. So I was most definitely watching them on Life 360. And we also put in CarPlay in both of their cars for hands-free. So I was like being that parent of like, cause I know that it'll like read text to them where they can be hands-free. And so I'm like, careful getting on here cause the traffic's really backed up and it sneaks up on you, or like careful getting off here cause it's like you have to cut across 3 lanes of traffic to make your turn. Yeah, it was, I've calmed down a little bit. They drove themselves to school this past week. And my daughter last night, so they both went to their other mom's house last night for the week, because we do week on, week off. And my daughter last night basically told us that she's already over driving. She was like, I'm just so tired of driving. And I just laughed. I'm like, yeah, what do you think that we've been doing? I mean, I've been primarily the person who's been taking them to school and all the things for most of the time I've been in their life. And I'm like, yeah, especially when last week Monday she asked me to drive one of her friends like 10 miles out of our way to go home, when I told her that it was only if she was going to swim practice as well. And she didn't. She said she was going to, and then still made me drop her friend off, even though then she got in the car and was like, I'm not gonna go to swim. So she's quitting swim team. So yeah, it's been a really big adjustment for us. Even last night was really weird that we weren't taking the kids and doing the drop-off exchange. It's just a new season for us, and it's really weird. But we were just sitting on the couch and watching TV at 8 o'clock last night. Usually we go grocery shopping after we take the kids or after we pick them up. That didn't happen. So it's just a big adjustment for everybody, but it's going well. I'm off today. It's Martin Luther King Day. And it's, like I said, it finally snowed a touch. I think there's maybe like 2 inches out there. We really need some moisture here in Denver. And really everywhere. I mean, Salt Lake, I know, is not getting any snow. It's just been really weird. Has it been a weird winter for you if you're in the Northern Hemisphere? Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It makes me nervous for fire season for sure. Which is just right around the corner, really. We also bought concert tickets. So I won't say to who yet, because it is a surprise to my kids, and everybody else. And I don't think that they watch this. I mean, like, why would they watch this? They just sit there and watch me stitch all the time anyways. But I'm not gonna ruin it yet, but it's pretty exciting. And I don't know when we're gonna drop that, but we will. And once we tell everybody who's going, then I will share it with you all. I think that's pretty much it. Just counting down the days to our big family trip for the kids' 16th birthday. We usually will do things kind of spring break, just because they're off, and then it just makes more sense to do it then versus pulling them in the middle of January to go and do something for their birthday. So we're going to be gone for 10 days in March, and really looking forward to that. And then I'll be gone for a weekend in May when I'm going to be out in California just for vacation, just to get some beach and some sun, hopefully. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to keep stitching, and I'm going to go ahead and stop blabbering on. It's been 40 minutes. I hope that you all are having a wonderful January of 2026 and start to your new year. Happy stitching, and I will plan on seeing you all in about a week and a half, 2 weeks. We'll see. All right. Bye, everyone.